I also concur your raised with the Taoiseach last week the government's failure to publish the report into breaches of planning rules in 6 councils, which has been sitting on the Minister for the Environment's desk since July. And that review was set up almost 3 years ago after the Minister Phil Hogan scrapped planned inquiries into planning irregularities. So when will this report be published? And if it's published before the break, which seems to me to be unlikely, but if it is, can we have a debate, if not before Christmas, then at the first available time after the Dáil resumes, after the Christmas recess? The Health and Information Patient Safety Bill, Concordia, is to legislate for better governance in respect of health information and patient safety. And I recently met the mothers of a number of young women who had received the cervical cancer vaccine Gardasil. And last night I understand there was a TV3 broadcast of a very distressing documentary into the health consequences of almost 140 young women who had received this vaccine. And the mothers who I met had great difficulty getting information, and that's why I raised this particular issue, because the Health Information and Patient Safety Bill is to make all of that easier for citizens to have the knowledge which they deserve. And I do understand that the European Medical Agency has cleared this vaccine for use, but it's equally clear that a substantial number of young women and their parents attribute their illness to this particular vaccine. So, Taoiseach, when will the Health Information and Safety Bill be published? And allowing for the Concordia's latitude, would you consider meeting with the organisation representing the young women and their parents? It's an organisation called Regulator.
Information and Standards Bill, the heads of that were cleared last November. And that's currently being drafted, will be published in the new year, Deputy. In regard to the planning bill that you mentioned, that was approved this morning by Cabinet for the appointment of a regulator for the publication of the 6 reports that were commissioned a couple of years back. And it was also noted that the Department of the Environment could proceed ahead with implementing the recommendations that were made insofar as the Department is concerned, and that other issues that would require government approval would be brought back by the Minister in due course. The final one that you mentioned is the Public Sector Standards Bill, and this morning the government approved the text of the Public Sector Standards Bill 2015. They approved the text of the explanatory memorandum of the bill. They approved it to be presented to the Dáil or the Seanad and to have it circulated to deputies and to senators, and also to approve of the explanatory memorandum. And this bill, as you know, is designed to simplify, to modernise and to streamline the current legislative framework for ethics, which is in urgent need of reform. It seeks to respond to the extensive and detailed recommendations that were made by the Mahon Tribunal, and to meet the commitment in the Statement for Government to publish legislation to consolidate local and national ethics requirements and to give effect to the recommendations of the tribunals. The government cleared it this morning for publication, and the public sector standard will replace SIPO and will be able to obviously have much more authoritative opportunities to deal with ethics and matters surrounding ethics in the time ahead. So you'll be getting a copy of the bill, Deputy.
When will the report that you say was cleared this morning into planning, breaches of planning rules, when will it be published?
That's to be released immediately. There wasn't any restriction upon when it might be published. Okay. We gave approval for it to be published.
Is it a matter of coincidence it's only been published now after 3 years because of the RTE programme and to the behaviour of some councillors?
Being published today anyway, or authorised to be published today, and also for a planner to be put in place to oversee all of the local government programmes, all of the rezonings, all of that area. There'll be a planning regulator with appropriate authority put in place for that, and that was clear this morning as well, Deputy.
Deputy Field.
Thank you. There's a need for a mandatory system of licensing for public and private healthcare facilities. And Taoiseach, I'm wondering when the patient safety licensing bill will be before the House.
That's next year, Deputy Field.
Thank you.
Deputy
Can't say
Durkin.
when, but it's next year anyway.
Deputy Durkin.
Thank you, Cancora. The new Children's Hospital Development Bill is promised, and can I ask, in relation to that bill,